All right, I am logged into Emily's practice round, but I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that as we were working kind of came up, and I just want to make sure that you all understood, heard, and get where we're going with this. So first of all, your foundation fast track is found in the reports. Okay, right across the top, reports. This is your all Andrews. So Emily, who's like complaining, is at 32% contribution margin, which is better than I could get last night. I had higher sales, but my contribution margin wasn't there. So she's doing really well, even though she's not thinking she's doing well. So she has two products right now, A-Stab and Able. And looking at her age of Able, it's considered low tech. It's 2.3. Her performance coordinates are there, but then her prices are also here. So you can see kind of where she is in relationship to everybody else. A little bit on the high end, oddly enough, compared to the other competition, but must not be too bad because she sold quite a few, 1347. So she could adjust that a little bit. Because price is definitely something that's here, and right now it's $15 to $35. So she's at $37.50. She probably wants to be within the $35, especially once we get to the balance scorecard. That's going to be more important. So I would probably make your low tech somewhere around 32, 33. So adjusting that price would be helpful. But now I'm just going to see where she's at. So Able 944, but she also stacked out. She has a lot of popularity at a 20. She's almost tied for first with popularity. Her customer accessibility is really high. Her sales budget's excessively high, so we might adjust that a little bit, but that's why. And then her promo, 75% awareness. So she's doing really well with this low tech segment for sure. But remember that in your customer buying criteria, this section tells you a lot of information. Your price is the most important thing, $15 to $35. So you want to make sure that price for your low tech is where it needs to be. Your age, ideal age is 3 years old. They don't want the latest, greatest when they're buying low tech. Reliability is between 14,000 and 20,000, so not super high. And your ideal position is 5.3 to 14.7. Okay, so I'm just going to go out here and comment on a few things. So as she's moving this around, right now she kind of has two low tech products. Now that Ace is there. If she wanted Ace to be a little bit more high tech, she could move Ace down a little bit and Able maybe a little bit further, or she can just keep this two low tech dynamic going and it won't be too much. So she could move Able just a little bit over and Ace, because these are gonna move down each way. So and I can't remember that complement as this draws up because I don't have the sheet in front of me. I don't remember if it's 1.4 or 1.2. As we're going through this, it must be 1.2 because 1.4 doesn't make a lot of sense. So my performance is going to increase here. So this would be a 6.5, I think, and this would be a 15.9. I think it's 1.4 on one side and 1.2 on the other. And then this one, it looks like she wants this to be high tech because of where it is. So I'm going to bump this down a little bit. So I'm going to do 8.6. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And I'm not going to save any of this, just going to kind of show you how I'm working through this right now. 8.6 and oh, I'm going opposite. 8.6 is this way. And I need to go backwards. I went up on this one. 15.9, I want it to be. Undo what I just did. Yeah, I think she didn't do anything. I'm thinking she didn't do anything. Okay. I was right. She didn't do anything. Okay, so one is a subtraction thing. So 13 point, I think it's 13.4. And then this is going to go up 6.9. Okay, and let me recalculate just to see where we're at here. Okay, So I'm moving, you see, I'm moving ACE down here and I'm moving ABLE down, but that's not going to be possible because I'm spending way too much money. So you can spend 2 million, but you're only going to be able to spend 1 million each round. So only one of these will be available the next round, and you're going to have to wait to change the next one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this again. I'm going to leave ABLE where it is, but I'm going to move ACE down and see, because I think that will, then I can update ABLE the next round. Okay, and I'm also going to just check. This is her report page. High tech here. My reliability is really low for high tech, so you're not really getting any points for having a lot of points for having strong. So I might reduce this a little bit and not spend as much on that, because it might cut down my price overall to make it a little bit, and it did. So it's not quite as expensive. So I'm going to leave ABLE where it's at. Oh, I'm just a little bit over. I'm trying to reduce the $52 so that you can adjust whatever you need to next round. Yeah, I'm still going to keep it there. Sometimes you just have to move a little bit. Yeah, this will be fine, because I think we were at 1,020,000 yesterday, and it let us revise it the next round. So as long as we're close. But this is going to bring ACE down into this high tech bubble a little bit further. ABLE's still going to be lagging, so next round she's going to have to update ABLE and bring ABLE back down into where she wants it to be. Okay, so that's one thing to remember, is this R&D cost. Okay, and then the age at revision, I'm just going to check real quick, because you want your low tech to be about 3 years old, and it was 2.28. So I think it's okay that we don't revise it this round, because it's still young enough that it's not going to cause you problems. Okay. So now I'm going to look at contribution margin and where we're at for overall sales. So she had some really good rounds. Oh, she's got 27.50 here. So let me look. I'm going to go ahead and look at low tech, and she sold out. So she had 944. And there's a 10% growth, which you can see right up here on your statistics, 10% growth year over year. So that's going to be about 100. Okay, so I'm just going to round it up. So it'll give us 1,000 for that low tech. And then we also sold 430 in the high tech, because there's still people looking for a product. That has a growth of 20%. So that would be 510. Okay. Plus, you want to get a little bit more market share, right? So overall, you're going to increase that. The other thing that you want to look at is your other product is a high-tech product, and you're going to start selling the high-tech product. And if you look at where kind of the middle of the road is, most high-tech is probably around 450. So I'm going to guess maybe about 450 for my first go at my high-tech. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 450. I'm going to change this to maybe 1,600. Okay, recalculate. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is my sales budget can't be over 4.5 million. So you're at 10.2 million, way too much. So I'm going to adjust this. So make sure when you're like, I don't know what to put in here, I'm putting anything in. Look at the eyes, because it will give you information of what you should put in here. 4.5 million would attain 75%. Anything more has diminishing returns. So you don't want this to be more than 4.5 million. And if you're in the red here, you have to fix that. Okay. And then your promo budget, anything over 3 million, it has diminishing returns. So you don't want anything more than 3 million. And this is 1.5. So Again, not arbitrary numbers. These are things that you want to think about. How much are you going to spend overall? So now look at your promotion. Your promotion is looking a lot better for those reasons. Now your prices, ACE is high tech and Able is low tech. So I'm just going to pull up competition because I want to see where my competition's at too. So I'm concerned about my margin, but I'm also concerned about where my competition's at. So 37, you are definitely above this, but nobody else is at 27.5. And I don't think you want to cut into your profits that much to go that low. So my recommendation would be to sell Able at maybe 30 or 31. Nobody else is that low, and why would you lose profitability just to undercut everybody? I wouldn't do that. And then ACE in place. Okay, I gotta see. ACE. Where's everybody at for high tech? So a lot of their high tech are low tech, so it's kind of hard to tell here. But you ideally want to be between $25 and $45. So maybe 43 will get you a decent margin. You're not selling as much, but get you kind of in the ballpark for your first go at this. Okay, so I like how that looks. I'm now going to go to production and HR. So the most that we can make is 600 first and second shift capacity. So if you highlight this, you can see my production. I'm able to do 990. 2 shifts, I can do 1600. My base capacity here is 300, and I'm able to do 600. I need 450. This is actually not bad, so I think I'm going to leave that, but this needs to be a little bit higher. You ran out last round, right? So you can do exactly 1600. That's all that you can do. So we won't be quite where we need to be, but we'll be close. Okay. So now I know that I'm getting close here. I don't know that I need a ton more, but I'd like to give myself a little bit of a buffer. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. Now, anything that I do down here, I have to raise the funds for, okay? And I have no funds. 1.6, I can't even do anything. So you don't have a lot to invest because you need to raise some funds. So I'm going to just try this and see if I can do any. No. I can do 75 maybe. All right, good. Not a lot. All right, so my recruiting spend, you want to recruit and you want to train 20 hours per week or 20 hours per year per employee for training, and you want to bring in some good people so that your productivity goes up. So now let's look at the finances because we got some issues here. Let me look at the top page because I didn't look at that. No emergency loan. You had all this profit. I have no idea why you don't have anything to spend, but you don't have anything to spend. So you need to raise some funds. Your current debt is 0, so you must have paid off all your debt. I don't know. You have no money, and you need cash on hand. So we need to raise some money. So I'm going to recalculate that. So, oh, I'm not retiring long-term debt. Oh, your long-term debt is 43%. You do have long-term debt. You need to issue some stocks here. Price per share is only $1. Oh my gosh. You're in some financial doo-doo with this. Lots of long-term debt, not a lot of stock. The most stock that we can issue is 400. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit more money here. You may want to redo this because financially you don't have a whole lot. So I'm also going to not make anything here because this bothers me that you don't have any money. We need to raise some money this round so that you can start producing more. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. That should maybe no recruiting. And I'm just going to do that. I'm just trying to save you some money here because you need to make some money. I think that's the best. So I think this is what I might do. Overall, you have some money. At the end of this year, you only had $349, so we raised $4 million by issuing some stock and not spending very much this round, so that should help. I'm going to look at my pro formas. So your depreciation is at $9 million, which is interesting. That might go up next round because we didn't really invest much, so we'll have to see. But everything is in the green, which is good. Also gotta look at decision summary. Your ROE looks really good, so I think we just need to get you some cash. I think if I looked at your balance scorecard, cash would be bad. Working capital. Oh, you have 5 out of 5. At the end of this round, it just doesn't look good. Here, I'm just looking at it wrong. Yeah, do this year. 67. I think this is going to be the best position for you this year, and then we'll see how much where you're at. You have a lot of long-term debt, so we can't really rely on that anymore. But this is, I think, what I would do. So one of the things, though, to really pay attention to is, and we didn't talk about this, is this. You have like 1.6. She has 1.6 million here. Some people have 10 million there, but this is the max that you can invest. So cash expenditures are limited to the amount of money that can be raised through stocks and bonds issued, plus excess working capital, and the sum of your max stock issue, max bond issue, and working capital minus 90 days of sales. So you would have to, if you're going to spend this max, you need to raise all the money by selling stocks and all of that kind of stuff so that you can actually do it all. So I wouldn't necessarily work all the way up to that max because that might get you into some issues as well. I hope that helps.